Hey everybody, it's Dr. Cara, and in this video, I want to introduce you to my 4-step system for intuitive communication with animals. So this is really how to talk to animals in 4 simple steps, and you can do this, you got this. If you're an animal lover, you are an animal communicator, and this ability is innate within us. We can all communicate with animals. And we are each one of us an animal communicator. And some of us have just forgotten how to do it and how to pay attention and how to read the signs and the messages that come to us through our intuition. But all of it can be relearned. You can practice skills. You can practice on your own. You can take a class. Whatever you want to do to make your dream of communicating with animals come true, you can do it, and I want to help. So in this video, I'm going to go through the 4 steps in my 4-step system and show you how simple it can be to have two-way communication back and forth with animals. Talk to them, they talk to you. Freaking awesome, right? So let's jump right in. Step number 1 is setting up the foundation. So this is really about grounding and centering yourself and kind of eliminating all of the other distractions. So really in this step, we want to feel our connection to the planet, and it helps to close our eyes because then a lot of that sensory input gets quieted down. So grounding and centering, feel your connection to the planet, feel the weight of gravity pulling you, feel how connected you are to the earth. Close your eyes, center yourself. I like to take 5 breaths. So I do an inhalation to the count of 5 and then an exhalation to the count of 5. I do that with my eyes closed, focused on my breathing, feeling my connection to the planet. And that really shifts my nervous system. Like it literally turns off our fight or flight response. It puts us into the rest and digest mode, or rest and relaxation, or rest and receive, however you want to think about it. But we want to be in a receptive state where we have heightened awareness, but also increased calmness. So step 1 is all about setting that foundation for ourselves, setting ourselves up for success, grounding ourselves, and centering ourselves. And you can use whatever tools you want to do for that. If you have a grounding and a centering practice, do that. Whatever those techniques are, use them, but just know that that is step number 1 in my system. So ground and center, set the foundation, set yourself up for success. Number 2 is to send really clear signals. So really become conscious of what you're saying or what you're asking the animal. And make sure that it's very clear, very simple, no complex multi-step messages. If you're this, then do this, and then come over here, right? Just like focus on one thing, keep it super simple, and send a very clear message to the animal. So it could be really specific, like, please go over to the other room, or go to that person, or pick up that ball, or put your feet on the floor. It could be all kinds of things. It could be really anything you want. It could be a question. It could be an open-ended question. Do you like the treats I gave you this morning? Who's your favorite person? Who's your favorite playmate? What's your favorite thing to do? But notice how all of those are really specific. They're very clear, and they're only one question. This is what trips up so many people when they're starting out. They don't even realize that they're asking these multi-part questions, because we're so used to doing that with our language that we use, and we can do that. We have that multi-part ability, but it doesn't work so well, especially when you're learning how to communicate with animals. You might be able to get away with it later on when you're more adept, but especially in the beginning, break it down, make it really clear. Make sure that you're sending clear signals to the animal, and make sure it's only one at a time. Okay, so that was step 2. So let's talk about step 3. This is the other side of communication. And this is all about receiving the messages from animals. Oh, God, hold on. I had something got in my throat. So in this step, you focus on being a really clear channel and a very aware receiver. So what I like to do is have my eyes closed. I'll ask an animal a question, and then I'll monitor all of my intuitive senses, all of my inner senses. So I'll notice if I see any pictures, or I hear any words, or I feel anything in my body, or I might have a direct knowingness. I might smell something. I might have a memory. I might have a taste in my mouth. So all of those things, if you did step one and you got really clear and settled and calm and grounded, anything that shows up is going to be animal communication. So all we're doing here is just really allowing our awareness to focus really simply, really clearly on what are we receiving? What's the information coming into our intuitive senses? So the other thing, the other tip I have about this is to take your time. So intuition can come in a quick flash, or it may be that it's come to you, but you haven't really become aware of it yet because there's too much other stuff going on. So I really encourage you to sit in quietness, in that open, receptive mode, until you get a response, and trust what you get. Whatever you get, trust it, go with it. Don't question it, because that then engages your thinking brain, and then you will be less receptive to what actually is there. So don't think about it, just trust and accept it, and then move forward from there. That was step 3. See how simple this is? I'm going through this in like record time. And then step 4 is to put all of the pieces together so that you can have an ongoing conversation. You can respond to what the animal says, and they can respond to what you say. You might ask, what's your favorite food? And you'll get a sense in your body of what tastes good. Or you'll see a picture of a steak or a flower or grass, depending on what kind of animal you're communicating with. And then you can ask the follow-up question, where do you find that food? When do you get that food? When do you like to eat that food? How much of that food would you like to have? And then you just, again, get quiet and monitor your inner senses. So when I teach my How to Talk to Your Pet class, which is my beginning animal communication class, we go through all 4 of these steps in order, and each step has less than 10 lessons to it, but there's really specific things that you can do in each step to boost your natural animal communication ability. But if you, next time you are communicating with an animal, you just make sure you go through these 4 steps, that you're grounded and centered to start with, that you're sending a clear communication, that you give yourself time and focus to pick up on the intuitive messages that are coming to you, and that you follow up and then repeat the process, ask the next question and receive the answer, and then respond to that. So each one of these steps can be repeated. If you ever find that your mind is wandering, or you're thinking about stuff, or you're thinking, oh no, that can't be right, go back to step 1 and start over again. Really, it's this simple, but it's not always easy. It is this simple, but it's not always easy. And even now, I've been a professional animal communicator for 11 years, and I can still catch myself in the middle of a reading with a client with my mind going, that doesn't make sense. And then I'm off track. And then I do it too. I go back, I make sure I'm grounded, I make sure I'm centered. I take that time to reset, to get my foundation again. And then I ask the question, and then I wait for the answer to come to me. So 4 simple steps. You can do this. Just start breaking it down, slowing down the process, taking your time, and do these steps in order, and you'll start to see that things really magically will start to come together for you. I have had so many people try these 4 steps just on their own, not even taking my class, and they have had amazing results. Animals that used to be stubborn are now cooperating. Dogs that used to bark at the neighbors now ignore the neighbors' dogs. Just all kinds of stuff, because it works. This stuff really, really works. And it can make our daily lives better, right? If we can communicate with the animals in our lives that we love, we can understand what's going on with them, know what they want, know what they don't like, catch earlier any signs of illness or injury. We can ask them how they're feeling, if that food made them feel funny, if something hurts. There's so many practical applications of communicating with animals, on top of all the other callings that people have to help find lost pets, to help pets who are transitioning, to help rescued animals, adjust to traumatized animals, helping them, heal their trauma. There's a million wonderful ways to use animal communication, and it all starts with these 4 simple steps. So wherever you are, try these 4 steps. In the comments below, let me know how it goes. What did you notice? What happened? What did you do differently? And what were the results? I would love to hear about it. And if you want to work with me directly, I have my How to Talk to Your Pet class, my beginning animal communication class, opening up right now. I only open it up once a year, so it's a great opportunity to work with me and other animal lovers and really get the skills, the practice, the lessons, and the support that you need to be really, really successful. But whatever you do, try these 4 steps. Let me know. I'll put a link below in the notes about the class and how to get more information about the class with me. And my mission is to turn every animal lover into an animal communicator. And I hope that my 4-step system can help you talk to animals and make your dream come true. Have a beautiful day, everybody.